All right, I'm making this video on behalf of Myles Munroe and his wife. I seen his son post a video asking, what did Myles Munroe mean to me and to the people around the world. So before I tell you how he has affected my life, I would like to tell you how I was first introduced to Myles Munroe. So I would say about 8 years ago, I was a mailman and I was working at the post office doing my route. And as I was doing my route, one day it was this one office, it was an insurance office, right? They never had any customers there really, but it was a black man, owned his own business, drive like a Cadillac Escalade, right? I would always wonder, how did he have a business? I never seen nobody at his office really, but he drove a nice car, right? So I dropped the mail off every day. It had one of them things where you put the mail in the hole. So I drop the mail off, drop it in the hole, the mail fall in the hole. I rarely ever even seen him. So one day as my normal routine, I don't know if it was the expression on my face or he just been watching me, but I go to put the mail in the door. I lift the door hole up. I drop the mail in. I turn around to walk away. And I heard somebody say, "Hey," but he never opened the door. He stuck a book through the door. And the book, to this day, I still got it. He stuck the book through the door, the mail hole where I dropped the mail at. And he just said, he didn't even say nothing. He just pushed it out. And I was like, "Thank you." So didn't think nothing of it, So my next stop was the McDonald's. After I hit the McDonald's, I always go in there and get me some lunch. And I circle around and park on the other side of the street under the tree. So this time after I finished lunch, normally I watch a YouTube video or something like that, listen to music. But this time I picked up this book, right? I picked up the book and I started reading it on my break after I ate. And as I'm reading it, it looked like it was signed, maybe even by him. But I don't know who signed it. But I started reading this book, right? And I was reading it and I'm like, is he a Jehovah's Witness? What is this guy, right? I didn't really know. I couldn't understand. So I'm thinking, oh, this is kind of weird. It's spiritual. I'm Christian, Baptist, raised up type church. So I'm reading it. I'm like, the kingdom. Never heard of the kingdom. And as I started reading it, this one part stuck out to me. And it was saying, after I started reading it, I Googled Myles Munroe and I started just looking up, I'm like, who is this guy? Is it like a different ministry? But as I started reading it, I read a pivotal part and it said, your job is something you do to earn a living, but your work you could never get fired from. And I'm like, your job, you could get fired, but your work is something you could never ever stop doing. And I thought about it. I'm like, so my job right now is a mailman. I'm a mailman. That's my job. But what is my work? What can nobody fire me from? And my brain started circling, right? What is my work? What is my work? So when I came to the conclusion, my work was real estate. That is what I listened to every day as I drove that mail truck. I was into real estate. I love real estate. Everything about it. My grandparents owned real estate. My dad owned real estate. I was just born in real estate. We owned rental properties, everything. But I didn't own anything. My grandparents owned it. Dad ran it, so I was always around real estate and business. So I said, my work is real estate. I was like a light bulb moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So that's how I first discovered Myles Munroe. I was sitting under the tree and I started reading this book and I realized my work had nothing to do with my day job, which was a mailman. And just thinking back on it, maybe he could see the frustration on my face that I hated this job and I really wanted out. I didn't know how to get out because it was paying me the most money I ever made in my life. I was making like 50 grand a year, right? Before taxes. But I was making great money, but I hated my job, right? So as I started reading, I read this book. I highlighted this book. I read it. And I found a check in it, but the check was blank, or it was like an old check. So the next day I took the check and stuck it back in the peephole, right? just threw it in the people. So after that, that's when I discovered Myles Munroe. I looked up his YouTube videos and I said, this guy made this information for me. This is how I feel. Everything he was saying, it made sense. It went with my heart. It went with my ideology on life. Like, we're not supposed to do stuff that we don't enjoy every day for 40 hours a week. You supposed to do stuff that's easy, that come naturally to you. So that's how I discovered Myles Munroe. But ever since then, you know, I dove in. I watched every single video Myles Munroe has ever put out on YouTube. If I'm talking about his speeches, so I watched every single video, and I learned, and I took my work is my gift from God, and God wants you to do your work. And I read and I studied his material to the fullest, and eventually I was able to leave that job and do work full time. I became a full-time real estate investor, a full-time real estate agent. I was doing my job, and I was just so happy that I discovered this information and materials, because he teaches you how to be a leader. He teaches how you supposed to not be going through life stress. You supposed to have a gift, and everybody has a gift. So I was on my course. I watched the video. I think it got like over 2 million views right now, but it's teaching you about purpose, your purpose. And I was stuck on that. What is my purpose? I didn't know my purpose. But then after, you know, praying and just diving into information and watching his videos, I learned what my purpose, and I learned what my gift. So my gift was, I'm great at numbers. I naturally know real estate, and I was born around business. That's my gift. My purpose was to help people that are unfortunate situation, and that's what I do now. We have a nonprofit organization called Faith Home Furniture, and we are helping people, homeless people. We're helping people become homeowners. I help so many people buy their first house, and I help many people just get into real estate, and that is my purpose. I help people get homes, and I'm trying to make it a big organization. And I run my own business. We have a moving company, and me and my wife work together, and everything that he teaches is about leadership and how to understand how the world work. And that's my greatest gift. Myles Munroe and his wife is pivotal to my life right now, because it helps me become a better person, and I was able to grow and get out of that deadbeat job. And I'm just so thankful. And now every day is easy, because he had a story about the lady who was very great at baking cookies, but she did something else for a living. And that's how I feel right now. Every day, my gift. If I was great at baking cookies, I'm baking cookies every day. And you know, I just want to thank you guys and everything you're doing, and the family, the Munroe family, that, you know, this has changed so many lives, and it has to get out there. The message is still been pushed. I tell people to this day, you know, it's eagles. I try to tell all my people that can be eagles, watch Myles Munroe and learn everything that he's teaching. And God is great, and I just thank you guys for everything in the family, and I wish you the best, and God bless. Peace.